Hey, y'all. Welcome to Colored Couch Conversations, a podcast where I have intimate conversations with women of color on my couch. Today, we will discuss living your best life, dating, and we'll give advice to a college student looking to pursue their dreams. I'm your host, Jazmyn W., and my guest today is a professional plus-size model currently living in New York City. This California-made, Texas-raised queen has been chasing and executing her dreams for decades and plans to help everyone around her do the same. She currently just became the owner of 2 businesses, and with God leading the way, she plans to impact the world by leaving her all on this earthly runway. Y'all, I know that didn't make no sense, but she leaving it on the runway, okay? Give it up for my guest, Hadassah McGrew.
Yay!
Hey,
Thanks for having me,
Hadassah.
Jazz. Hey, girl.
Girl, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Thank you for having me. I feel all special and stuff.
Girl, you are special. You are. Y'all can follow Hadassah at HADASSAH31, Hadassah31 on Instagram. And she literally is a supermodel. So a little bit of background. I've known Hadassah since high school. It seems like
Go
way back. So to see you actually accomplish all the things that you've accomplished, even over the last couple of years, it seems. You walk into Target, you don't know her face, but it's in Target when you walk in every single time.
You don't know my face.
So, how are you?
I'm good. I'm doing the best that I can here in New York. I actually just got back from Dallas, spending some time with my family, but work is finally starting to pick back up again because, the modeling fashion industry kind of shut down for a bit, but, got the paper go out resting on my life. So
okay,
we slowly but steady getting back in it. So yeah, I'm just excited, kind of taking my time here back in New York, getting used to being out, going out, no, stay away. But I got to make money. I got to pay bills. So
I'm so surprised that you're back to modeling so soon because
well, I mean, it's been 3 months.
Well, it seems like New York was one of the most places affected by COVID-19. So it's just LA, things are not back to normal yet.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really back to normal here. Things are still pretty much closed down, the essentials and things like that. But, well, I guess because I actually did go to LA in June sometime. I had a dream job that I got. That was my first job back in 3 months. And I thought, coming from Texas was too loose with it. We was everywhere. I wasn't, but Texas as a whole. And then when I got to LA, I was like, oh, maybe I may go get my feet done. I was like, nope, just kidding. LA ain't playing no games. So I was like, oh, they for real.
It is still pretty shut down. I think I did see a nail shop or 2 open if you go outside of LA proper, but yeah, you're not supposed to be open. Okay, if you're getting your nails done, you're not supposed to be open.
Yeah, so I just stayed my little butt in the hotel, got in, got out, get back out in the flight, and that was it. So it's interesting to see how every state and all that is running everything, because people ain't gonna listen regardless. But
right. Yeah, it is interesting. It's like a bunch of kids and seeing who are the well-behaved children and who are the rebels and stuff like that, and who just really don't have no sense.
Don't care at all. Y'all having a whole block party?
Okay.
And we end up on a mandatory quarantine? No? Okay. Have fun.
Tell me a little bit about your businesses. You said you started 2 businesses. Go ahead and plug those really quick for us.
I actually can't quite plug them yet. It's proprietary information because I'm still working on launching them.
Okay.
I went ahead and got, them done on the back end, and we're still working on trademarking and things. But I will say that one is a faith-based clothing line.
Okay.
And the other is more of a parent company, because I got lots of businesses inside of me. So we kind of model moguling, and over here just got a whole bunch of stuff going on. So you got to stay tuned. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook for when I do launch, because it's soon, and very soon it's coming, and you don't want to miss it. So
absolutely follow her. I'm so proud of everybody launching businesses. Like me and my husband, we finally got our little, our S Corp going during the quarantine and everything. So my brother too, my mom.
What y'all doing?
Girl, we can't say yet, but girl, I'm working on my
information group.
For me, basically, I can say one thing. I'm working on my website to where I'm going to sell like merch for some of the funny stuff that I come up with or whatever,
I see you out here in these streets, a hee and a
Do you?
ha.
Do you?
Yes.
No, I'm just playing.
Look, if my auntie see you, I know somebody that's seen you.
Right.
Y'all, my auntie DM me talking about, oh, you know this girl named Jazmyn? I was like, I do. How do you know her? And I was like, yo, Jazmyn must be out here. If my auntie don't even listen, say this to me, ask me about this girl. Like, if y'all don't know who Jazmyn is, like, you need to. She's somebody real. Like,
isn't that crazy?
She's something big, something major.
Well, we always start the podcast off with a quote of the day. Hadassah, you know this quote because you picked it. And it's, I'm riding this train as long as I can. As long as I'm having fun, I'll do it. When it stops being fun, I'll try something else. Maybe I'll open up a chain of Popeye's chicken by the beautiful Gabrielle Union. What does this quote mean to you? Why did you choose this one?
So first off, I've always been kind of in awe of Gabrielle Union. You know, she's Black excellence to the T. Growing up watching lots of her movies, but as of recently, like within the last year, I got a chance to work with her, one of her collections with fashion and figure, and just got to know her a little bit more intimately. So I've really liked to learn her role like as an advocate for people, just getting to know her on a deeper level. And so that quote, I've learned that, you know, she's a woman who wears many hats. She's producing, she's acting, she's an advocate, she's business owner, she's mom, she's everything and some. And so to me, that quote was just like, that's kind of how I live my life. It's just you think, oh, I have this structured plan, and you think that, oh, I have to be doing this very specific thing, but then out of nowhere, you may look up and say, yo, Hadassah is the owner of a Popeye's chicken, or here in New York, we got a Crown Fried Chicken. I do want to own one day. It's just like, you just never know kind of what life has for you. Like, I feel like you have to live life kind of in vibrations, like really taking in the energy of what's working in that moment. And if it's working for me, it's working for me. If it's not, hey, I can do whatever I want to do. When people ask me, what do I do? I'm like, I'm an artist. I create, I do whatever I want to do. And I make money off of it, because for me, life is art, and anything that I'm creating is art, and it's going to benefit somebody. So if I'm owning Popeye's chicken, you better believe my staff going to be like A1, and we're going to be encouraging you when you walk away, like all that. So it's just like, that quote was just like, you think Gabrielle Union is going to be doing this specific type of thing, but this out of the blue, she can, bam, just be opening up a Popeye's chicken. So that's how I just live my life. Kind of, you just never know what you're going to get from Hadassah. So
yeah. I love that quote. When I saw it, I was like, I'm so glad you picked this. Do you ever come, like, and I'm asking you this because my husband's like kind of the opposite. He's like, what's your 5-year plan? What's your 10-year plan? Like, how do you plan your future if you are really doing what's best for you in the moment?
Well, I think, yeah, like there's the blueprint for some things, and some people are more like tactical, like I need a game plan. But I think you can sit down. I know what my passions are, what my interests are. I know what my finances look like and where I want them to be. So you have like your short-term goals, and you kind of just expand them to a larger degree. And so, yes, you can kind of plan to that extent, but then you also have to know, like, somebody can throw you a wrench at any given moment. Like, a loved one can die, which causes you to come off of work for some time. And then just that route that you were going hardcore in the corporate industry or something, like you had to come off of that job. So your trajectory changed. So I've learned that I was in nursing school. I don't know if you remember my testimony. Like, I was in nursing school, had that all planned out. Like, bro, I'm about to be the best nurse up in this thing.
You would make a really good nurse. You would.
I would have been nurse Dirge. Like, it would have been lit up in the hospital room. But yeah, that just changed. I failed one of my exams by one question, and bam, that got me kicked out of nursing school. And then like, whoa, like what the heck?
Yeah.
Like, how? Like, what am I supposed to do now? So then I really had to trust God. Like, hey, I don't know what to do no more. Like, I had it all planned out to the T, 5-year plan, 4-year plan, and that didn't happen. And I don't know what to do now. So at this point, I have to place my faith in you and trust that you're guiding me, and that I'm your child, and that you're not going to just let me be out here hanging and, you know, just leaving me dry, high and dry. So I did that. I was like, hey, God, you took away, or you allowed this to happen, but I need you to have something bigger and better to come.
Right.
And I sat back and let that happen, and voila. Like, I don't think I would change what happened. Yeah. And I'm so thankful. This is bigger and better than I ever would have imagined. So you just have to kind of do what you can, let God fill in the rest, and really allow him to steer your ship.
Right. I totally agree with that. And you never doubt anything that happens in your life, even in moments where you do fail, because that is just opening another door for you. I really believe that when one door closes, another one opens. Like, that's how I live my life or whatever. So I
Gotta turn
truly
them
trust
lemons
in
into
that.
lemonade.
Yes, facts. And lemons ain't even that bad. I don't even know why we came up with that. They kind of good. They sour, but
But if you can get it down, you can get it down.
you know, another thing about that quote, and you were talking about your experience with Gab. Like, I've always loved Gabrielle Union. She's always somebody that I've looked up to. You know, people be saying,
Somebody
"You
that
look
you kind
like
of look like.
her."
Y'all kind of, I'm about to say, like somebody that you kind of look like.
Yeah, I can't hate on nobody I look like. But you know what? The one thing that people have said, you know, here in LA and stuff like that, and, you know, after America's Got Talent, that she's not a pleasure to work with, you know? And so it's good to hear you have a firsthand experience with her and say, I've actually had a pleasure working with her. Because when your reputation is bruised like that,
And that
bye.
also depends on who that's coming from. That's just like within the modeling industry. I've been on sets before where people don't know how to do my hair, or they don't know how to understand the perspective from that which I'm coming from.
Yeah,
And then I can go upset and then, oh my gosh, Hadassah was just so hard to work with and difficult. No, I wasn't. I just had
right.
something like an opposing thought to what you had to say. I voiced it just like anyone else would, but because it was kind of like kickback, you just want to turn it into something bigger. So how do we know
100%.
these people who said she's not a pleasure to work with? We don't know the full spectrum of that situation.
Yeah,
So, and we
yeah.
already know the context of what a lot of that it is, because you know they didn't want her to be represented a certain way, or she was too
Mm-hmm.
black. And whenever, for us, no, it's not like, yes, queen, get it, we love this black excellence, you thriving
Yes.
in your melanin, showing the culture, you know, this is what we like to see. You can't tell us how to represent us.
Right.
So
And you know what? Like, another thing, like, you know, to say about that is there are some things that I read that Gab went through that I wouldn't accept. And I'm not even famous or rich. Like, I'm not going to accept that as Jazmyn walking up in there.
as a
So,
human, period.
right. Well, that was good. I'm so glad you got to work with Gab. If y'all want to see more about with Hadassah's campaign with Gabrielle Union and that clothing line, check her Instagram because the pictures are gorgeous. Well, Hadassah, we always ask random questions on this podcast, but before we do, I'm going to take a little bit break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about the best and worst thing about living in New York City and misconceptions about being a model. So we'll be right back. Hey y'all, welcome back to Colored Couch Conversations. I'm here with Supermodel Hadassah, and we're about to get into some random questions. So I'd love to know, what is your point of view on the best thing and the worst thing about living in New York City?
Food. Food is the best thing. So food, yes, I'm a foodie and I love food. Upon arriving, I found a place called Crown Fried of the Chicken, less than a 2-minute walk from my house. And they have like everything that you can imagine, and it's all like dirt cheap. And they stay open till like past 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yes. Hold on, what do they have? Because,
It's like kind of fast foody stuff. Like, so
yeah.
they have hamburgers, burgers, they
Oh.
have Philly cheesesteak, salads, they have
Oh.
Asian food. They
What?
have fish. They have desserts, pizza. It's kind of just like an eclectic blend of options for
Yes.
like late night snacking, and just when you get hungry, it's like, hey, I don't have to go to a restaurant. I can get you right here for $6.99. Get a burger, fries, and drink, or 3 pieces
Wow.
of fish and some rice and a drink for $7.99. Like, man, that
Girl.
just really blessed my soul. Like, God knew what He was doing when He put me in this house. So. So
Girl.
yes, I'm a foodie. There's just so many food options. Like outside of that, like mom and pop shops.
Yeah.
Just you can walk around anywhere. Like in Rowlett, where we from, you got to take a car somewhere, and it's at least about a 4 or 5 minute drive. Like I can't just leave. I can't just put on my jammies and some slides and walk down the street in five
Yes.
minutes and get some food. So that's really dope. Like, man, food will get you in trouble here.
I feel you. That's like one thing I miss about, like, you know, we're from Texas. You can't do that. But when we lived in San Francisco, whew, what? What?
Can you do that in San Francisco
Yes.
too? Oh, really?
Yes. Walk across the street, walk a block or two,
I guess you're right. I have been to San Francisco once, and I did leave from the hotel, and I didn't need a car. I just kind of moseyed around
You just
and found
walk.
something.
So, okay, well, what's the worst thing?
The worst thing is just the uncleanliness. Is it uncleanliness? Uncleanness.
Cleanly.
Uncleanliness. I graduated. I really did. I promise. Yeah, it's just not clean, and it stinks a lot of the time because of their sanitation system. Like, people put trash outside, and there's a high demographic of homelessness. So you have kind of urine everywhere, and the subway stations, and just public transportation. So you can just walk outside, and it's just like, oh, what a great day.
Mm-hmm.
It just ruins the whole vibe. When it's cold, it's a little bit different because the cold kind of takes that stench out a little bit,
Yes.
but it's that bad that sometimes it doesn't go away. So it's just like you're just always wondering what's on the bottom of my foot. If I'm on the subway, what am I sitting in? Like, what is this unknown liquid that is right next to me that's running down the seat?
Okay, well, I wanted to ask you, what's a misconception about being a model? Or what do people automatically even assume about you that might not even be true?
Well, people automatically assume that I get free clothes. Of course, like, oh my
Mm.
gosh, do you get to keep the clothes on set? I'm like, no, look at my clothes. Like, look at me. I have worked my way up the ladder, and I have become like a regular at some place with some clients that I work with. And so some of the directors are like, hey, Hadassah, do you want this? Or, if they have to tailor it like specifically to me for a campaign or something, I'm just like, yo, it's already tailored to you. Take it. I'm like, well, I ain't gonna block y'all's blessings. Like,
Okay.
okay. So I'm waiting to get that from like high end designers and brands and things like that, because I'm also working my way up into the editorial world, because I'm very
Yes.
commercially, very hee hee ha ha, come shop
Very
with
girl
us.
next door.
Yes, but I can also be edgy.
Mm.
I have it in me as well. So we're launching that side of me as well. Clients are starting to see it. The more and more
Good.
I put my hair up and they can see face, and
Yes.
that eyebrow, they be
Not the
giving me a lot of
eyebrow.
jobs. They be giving me a lot of jobs. So yeah, they think I get free clothes. They think that it's just easy. Like, being a model is easy. Oh, you just take pictures in front of a camera. Like, yo, modeling is an art. It is a skill. At its base, yeah,
Yeah.
anybody can take a picture, but when you're like doing an editorial or you're telling a story, you're also an actor in a sense. Like, they
Yes.
give you an image, a persona, a vibe they're trying to execute, and you have to like embody that through facial expressions, through body movement. It's talking
Mm-hmm.
without talking, and using your
Yes.
body. It's body language. So that is an art that does take time. Even something as simple as smiling. I didn't know a lot of people can't smile. Like, for me, it's easy, where it's harder for me to be like all serious and sexy and sassy and all
Yeah.
that. For some people, they have that easily, but they can't simply smile and have like a genuine, authentic smile. And so it
Yes.
is an art. You have to train yourself. You know how many times I'm in the mirror, like looking crazy, doing stuff with my body, and just learning my face. Like, you have to learn your angles. You have to learn,
Yes.
like, okay, is this side better than this side? What does my lip do on here? Does my mouth come open? Do I know how to suck in? Like, here or there, just
Yeah.
finding your light and finding your angles. So it's not easy. In the
Yeah.
lifestyle, like, I travel a lot, like a lot pre quarantine.
Yeah.
And it gets like very taxing. Like, I live out of a suitcase, literally. My room was a mess before quarantine because I'm literally pack and go, pack and go. And so it can get very exhausting, and you still have to show up to set like, hey y'all, let's go. Like,
Yeah.
still able to execute those things that they're wanting. So it's not just something that's, I believe true modeling will do an editorial when you become on this level working for high-end clients. It's not just something that's easy.
No, I definitely think that, when you look at dance, when you look at movement, you have to look at modeling the same way. Like, a lot of y'all don't even know what y'all booty look like, but a model has to know every part of her body.
To my pinky toe, to the crevices up in here, because if I'm hand modeling, I gotta be able to know, which ones look better.
Okay.
Like, you gotta know everything. Do my nose hairs stick out right here? Like, everything.
Girl, don't bring it.
It shows up.
It
It shows
does.
up. body hygiene, aesthetic, like how I upkeep my hair. Like my hair is my baby. Like I gotta take care of my hair, my
Yes.
skin, everything, grooming, all of that. Like your body is used for other people's art. So you have to
Yes.
keep yourself up as a muse.
Wow. Well, that's really good insight for anyone who wants to be a model or, just learning a little bit more about the industry. I guess my last random question for you is what's your favorite dessert? To preface this, preface is the word. I was doing some videos on TikTok and I like to do these videos about what your blank says about you. So I did what your favorite dessert says about you, and I had a lot of people saying that I was right about the things that I said and stuff like that. So I want to know, what is your favorite dessert, and then maybe I can tell you what it says about you if it's one that I've already done.
I am my favorite dessert.
Girl.
A whole snack, baby. No, for real. Let's see. My favorite dessert. That's hard because I eat sweets galore. I'm a foodie, so I eat
Same.
everything.
Same.
My favorite snack is oatmeal cream pies.
Oat milk.
That's one of my go-tos.
The little Debbie
That
cakes.
little Debbie cake. Well, I tear a couple of them up, and I'll tear a whole box up in one day. Like, what? I did that?
Girl, my
And
husband,
donuts, little donuts, chocolate donuts.
my husband loves those things. Those oatmeal. There be wrappers everywhere, all over there.
Everywhere, the clear wrappers. You be like, one here,
Yes.
you get a wrapper, you get a wrapper, you get a wrapper. Yes, and don't get the giant size, like the Texas. I don't know, they call it Texas size or giant size.
Yes. Yes.
Boy,
Yes. I think they are
don't
called
go
Texas
wrong.
size.
Sometimes there's a certain satisfaction that comes with the little ones, though, because it makes you feel like you're not overindulging. But when you eat the whole 12-pack, that's a different
That's
story.
different.
But I mean, it just be like that sometimes. It
Sometimes
just
you
be like
just got
that.
a snack. I did not do, you're lucky because I didn't do the oatmeal cream pies. But you know what? If I had to
Can you
guess right
tell?
now,
Can if you had to guess?
I don't think people on the coast is eating oatmeal cream pies is the way y'all eating them. So
You from on the East Coast or the West Coast?
either one on any coast.
Is that a Southern thing?
I
I never. I'm
It
gonna have to do
has
a
to be.
survey on my Instagram. Y'all eat oatmeal cream pies out here?
Tag
Hey,
me.
yo, B, you eating them oatmeal cream pies, son?
Okay. They gonna say oatmeal what?
You say like, nah, B, you bugging. We don't do that down
Okay.
here.
We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we are going to talk about some trending topics, including, the Hollywood and the modeling industry. And we're also going to talk about, being a boss. And, I would tell y'all more, but let's just wait until we come back. Hey y'all, I'm Jazmyn W. Welcome back to Colored Couch Conversations with my guest Hadassah, and we are going to talk about some trending topics. Okay, so just like Hollywood, the fashion industry can be brutal. How do you remain your authentic? How do you remain your authentic self in the industry?
I think, okay, so first off, I feel like it starts with your why. Why did you get into the industry? Why did you get into the modeling field? Because if I know like I'm trying to attain a certain level of success, some people, they want to like get rich real quick or they want to get famous real quick. So they'll do any and everything to get there.
Wow.
My mission is not to, it's not for that. It's to utilize this platform to impact young women, young men, anybody who has a dream, whether it's just modeling, entertainment, period. I want to take that platform and leverage it to like inspire, because modeling is not the only thing in life. Like any type of celebrity who has a platform, they can use it for whatever they want to. And so for me, I want to use that to inspire people to push. I'm a Christian, but just, push my faith, not push it on people, but to share my faith.
Yeah.
And because that's what's ultimately gotten me to where I am today. And so I think that helps me stay true to who I am. It helps me keep my standards because I know who's in control, which is God. God is ultimately my agent at the end of the day. So if I don't succumb to like this idea of what you want me to be, or how you think I should look, because, people will try to control your body. Since I was when did I get in? I got in when I was 14. People have
Yeah.
always seen these things, and they've wanted to use them for their monetary gains. And for me, it
Really?
just
That's
wasn't my
crazy.
yeah, girl. Yeah, I've always had a grown woman body, thoroughbred. But not that I have anything against like lingerie models or anything like that, but I have certain things that I do and don't do because I want to control my image, and I
Yeah.
don't want to be seen as like a sex symbol or anything like that. Like if you see me as that, cool. I don't want that to be
Yes.
my main goal. Everybody has that right to choose what they want for themselves.
Right.
So I choose. I just say I'm in control of that, so I can turn down a job. And I've turned down jobs that are worth a lot of money because you get paid more when you show more.
Yeah.
But for me, it's not about that. So knowing my why I got into this, who I'm doing it for, all those young women out there who maybe want to see how to get through the modeling industry more modestly, or just the entertainment period industry. So knowing your why, also just seeing that people relate to you more when you're yourself, when they see that, oh, she's
Yes.
just a normal girl like me who, wake up just in her hoodie and just at home, chilling, talking to her girlfriends or on
Yeah.
the phone. I think it just makes you more relatable, when you're just your authentic self. I've had jobs, so they tell us to have an aesthetic for your
Mm-hmm.
Instagram and all of that. And, as a model, if you go on my page, I don't have, every single, so I don't have your
Yes.
stereotype. I'm goofy. I want to act. I want to be silly. I want to make people laugh and have fun. So it's okay to just kind of break down those barriers of perfection that we're so used to having to fulfill.
Yes.
Um, and I've had, even though I've been told that that could hurt me, it's
Mm-hmm.
actually worked to my advantage because I've actually had art directors, I'm riding in the car with art directors on the way to set, and they're just like, but we booked you because we loved your Instagram because you posted that video or this. And that is what reminds me, Dasha, sticking to yourself, doing what like God put into you, using your gifts, that your God-given gifts. Nobody can ever dim your light
Yep.
when it's authentic and when it's natural. Like I can't try to be like Jazmyn. I can't try
Right.
to be like Gabrielle. I can't try to be like Ashley Graham. Like I can only be Hadassah. And I think that's what draws people to you when you have something that's a little bit different than what everybody
Yes.
else is doing. So
Right.
that's what naturally pulls people to you. So you got to stay true to who you are. I feel like it'll just get you a lot further for the long term, because people get tired of acting.
Yeah.
You could have short-term success, or you can even have long-term success acting like somebody else, but that wears on you mentally. And life is, it's not too short, it's too long to be
Yes.
faking. Like
Yes.
it is too short, but it's also too long to be trying to fake and be like somebody else. Like I want to come home and say, I did what I wanted to do because it made me happy. I acted. I said what I wanted to
Yes.
say because it made me happy, not because you said that's what I had to do.
Right. I love that advice. It's so true. And it's so interesting that you said that, because I put out a YouTube video today about 5 ways that have helped me not give a damn about, it's more about what people have to say. And one of the things I said is exactly what you just said. Even when you're criticized, people, you might have turned down a modeling job that was super sexy, modeling lingerie, and people may have said, you know what, does she think she's too good to do this? But you will feel satisfied because you stayed true to yourself. Imagine if you went and did the job and didn't stay true to yourself. That feels a lot worse than
Yeah, and
saying,
my thing is, if I do, because I've done it like once or twice. So when I do it, I say, as long as I doing it and it's an informed decision that I made and I feel
yes,
confident in it, all the calculated risks that I feel like that may come with it, any consequences, if any,
right,
like, because I always ask, I have my pastors and mentors that I always go to and discuss, like, hey, should I take this job, blah, 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 because of
mm-hmm.
just what I'm doing. And they always tell me, you ain't gonna go to hell because you do. If you're gonna
Yeah,
do it, pray about it, ask for God for discernment, and if that job is for you, and be confident. Let your yes be your yes, and be confident in that, and don't
yeah,
let anybody shake you from doing that. So as long as you're confident in what you're doing and you made that decision, and you like did all your due diligence in figuring out if that works for you,
yeah,
then I say go with it. I say
yeah,
I don't do it because I like to, if I'm going to do it, I want to be in control if it's a lingerie shoot. Like,
yeah,
and I don't want to come off a certain way. So I typically wait till I've established a relationship with a client and they know me, they know my heart, where they
yeah.
know like, oh, she's not thinking she's better than somebody. She just wants to be represented a certain way. if she's going to
Right.
do it. So
Right.
yeah, I know Hadassah, come on, I can work with you. We can work together. So I'm like, okay, cool.
Yes.
Like, I don't want y'all to think I'm just coming across as a diva or just, we
Yeah.
all have we all are entitled to what we stand for and how we want our bodies reflected, because these images don't just go away. These are
Right. They
images that
last
last
forever.
forever, and they're representative of you and your values. So
Yeah. And that's just one thing I face the same thing when it comes to comedy. It's like, should I have comedy? I grew up very Christian. I call myself a flexible Christian now, honey. I cuss. I'm not I be cussing and stuff like that. And I think, whenever I cuss or if I decide to say the N word on stage and I have a set, I think about why am I doing it? Is there value? Am I doing it just to be doing it? Yeah. Does it add value to the stories? Is it a reflective of my father and stuff like that? And then as long as I'm comfortable with it, okay, cool. I have to move forward. But the moment that I feel like I'm doing it for somebody else or doing it because I think that's what I ought to be doing because that's what people want to see in comedy or whatever, that's the moment to where I'm diverting away from my authenticity there. So
yeah, because you have to answer to yourself at the end of the day. If you do it for Christian values, you have to answer to God at the end of the day.
right.
And I think that's just like, you have to take responsibility for your own actions. And yeah, you do what makes you feel comfortable. Like, because even when it goes, Megan Good, people
Yeah.
talk about her all the time, her role as a Christian woman, but then
Mm-hmm.
also as an actress, entertainer.
Yeah.
And I've learned from that. Like, there may be things that I don't agree with her on, but that
Mm-hmm.
I also respect her independence, to pray for discernment and to see, is this role, because she blatantly says, like, I pray and my husband, we go for God and see if this role is for
Mm-hmm.
me. I ain't got nothing to do with that. If you go into God, baby,
Yes.
I'm out. Like, that's between
Yes.
you. So I respect that. And so even though I may not understand every decision she makes, everybody may not understand every decision I make, but you just have
Right.
to respect that. And that's all you can do. We're humans.
Right.
Nobody knows. Nobody's perfect and nobody knows end all be all. So we're all just trying to do the best thing that we can, live the best righteous life
Exactly.
that we can. So
Yeah, and please don't try to judge nothing I did, cause I'm not trying to hear it. Not even from my granny. Okay, I'll be like, Granny, I'm not trying to hear what you're talking about right now.
I can't hear. I think I lost my hearing.
Okay, I'm gonna call you. I love
I'm
you. I'm gonna
legally
call you
blind.
back. Did
Yo,
you just say
yo,
I'm
enough.
legally blind? Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this brings me to a topic that to me it's always trending because men are constantly talking about how they want a woman who has her own, a boss, a strong independent woman, okay? And you are strong, okay?
Intependent. Do you know what that means? I didn't spell it right, but it's okay.
So I'm asking you, you're a strong woman, you're independent. Do you think men are intimidated by you, your beauty, your faith, your success, the fact that they walk into Target and they see your face when they walk into Target? Like, how has that been?
Well, first of all, I just got out of a relationship like more than a year ago, and that was my first relationship in almost 10 years. So I
Mm,
haven't even dated that much because I'm very selective in who I date, and I'm just really picky. But so I haven't had too much like experience, but it's more from like my girlfriend's experience and things like that.
yeah.
But I think people are into, even my ex, he told me like I was scared to approach you because I didn't want to come to you without coming correct. Yeah, and he's not the first person, even like guy friends who try to be like, yo, Dersh, I'll make you my wife. Like I get that all the time. Like, okay, so why don't you? But yeah, like a lot of times when it gets to actual conversation, like I can kind of feel the intimidation a little bit, not like in a cocky way or anything, but it's kind of like, I don't think I'm good enough for you because you're doing all this. And
Yeah.
even with my faith, because I am very strong about my faith,
Mm-hmm.
very, very. So that's why a lot of relationships don't work out for me because I need a man that's gonna lead me like a man of God. Like I'm okay with somebody growing in their walk, but I need you to kind of have that kind of figured out before you get with me. That's just what I prefer.
Yeah.
If God tells me otherwise, cool. But as of right now, that's type of person that I need in my life because with the things that I'm doing in life, I need a faith-driven man. Because
Mm-hmm.
everything I do is faith-based. So with faith, even with finances, I make a lot of money. Like it ain't
Yeah.
no secret. Like I'm a millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire. Like I am an heir to opulence and wealth. Like it is mine. And I guess meeting somebody on that same financial level, and even if they're not, like I don't mind, but as long as you're
Yeah.
doing something, like everybody can't make modeling money. Modeling money is really good. And I understand that. But as long as you have a vision for yourself, that's all that I really care about. If you have a vision and a game plan and you're out here trying to execute it, like that's all I need. I think it can all be a little intimidating, but I'm here to let you know, like just shoot your shot. You never know. Like, I'm accepting shots.
Just
the court is open.
The court's
the
open.
Court is open.
You can come practice.
Yes. Bring your buddies. Let's have some fun.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
But I think a really strong man, I don't think is intimidating. It's okay to be scared. Like it's hard out here for guys because you're kind of putting it all on the line just for somebody to either say yes or no. But the least somebody can say is no, like, and keep it pushing. Like you got to just keep trying, see if somebody works for you, and that's okay. I think I'm waiting for like a really confident man who doesn't let my success intimidate him, because I want somebody who's successful as well, or let my success inspire you so that we can, I'm trying to find my Jay-Z out here. I'm Beyonce, you Jay, like let's go get it.
Okay, Jay-Z though? Well, okay.
I mean, business
okay,
wise.
I got you. I love Jay. I'm not gonna hate on Jay. I love Jay. I'm just joking. I love Jay. I do.
I like the hustle of Beyonce and Jay. Like I think it's they use both of their gifts dynamically, like together, and they're creating a legacy for their family. And I just want to create that with whoever, my husband, future husband, my boo thing, baby daddy, and my kids. I just want to create a legacy.
Yeah, it's good to let men know out here they can shoot their shot, and they might get a slam dunk and they might miss. Just go ahead and shoot though, because that's what it's about. Okay,
well, we're nice. We're
you're very nice.
Yes.
But she's very nice, but she's also not going to sugarcoat things for you.
Yeah,
so that's what you want.
I know what I want, and I know what one of my biggest fears in life is wasting time. I do not like to waste time. I like to be very intentional. Yes, I would like to be on Instagram. I'll bait it with somebody, but if you're not rocking with the right qualities and motives and just aspirations in life, like I don't have time to waste putting that out there if it's not going to really happen. So I just know what I want, and if I know what I want, I'm good, but thank you. Appreciate it. Be blessed.
And on that note, the one thing I will say is, we've been friends on social media forever. I never knew that you had a boyfriend. So that's just one thing I will say.
Yes.
Be patient.
I'm practicing my inner Beyonce, keeping things on the low. Channeling my B. I mean, if you were my friend and in my circle, you knew who he was.
Yeah.
But it's just, I was hesitant about, posting it so quick, because you just never know what could happen. And so I don't know if I'm that type that wants to date until I get married. But I ain't know, but pow, like I'm married. I'm
exactly.
I don't know. Next boyfriend, it could be different. I don't know. So we go with the flow.
Listen, I keep it separate. You look at my Instagram right now, you wouldn't know. But if you see my stories, you'll see my husband pop in every now and then.
All up in there, looking at you upside the head, like, girl, you don't sit down somewhere.
Always.
But the love, I feel it. That man love you.
Do you?
That man love you. That's your forever, babe.
You're too much. I think so. Okay, y'all. Well, listen, we're going to step into the Keep It Real corner like we do at the end of every episode. And I have a question from actually someone that was on my Instagram the other day. And they said, I am in college, and after I graduate, I want to move to LA to pursue my dreams of being an actress. What advice do you have for me about pursuing my dreams? So what would you say it was a young woman who wanted to graduate college and pursue her dreams? What piece of advice do you have for her?
Like we just mentioned earlier, what is your why, baby girl? If you go out there looking to get rich quick, or just kind of achieve success quickly, which it can happen. Not saying that it doesn't, but for the most part, it does take time, and you got to put a lot of effort in. Like they're gonna weed you out real quick, because the industry you go into LA, like that's a harsh industry to get into. Everybody and their mama want to act and entertain and all that. So you got to come with tough skin. And part of having tough skin is knowing what your why is. What kind of right now, write down your goals of what you would like to achieve while you're there. Look into agencies that you want to like go with. Be intentional. Have like a game plan. Look up your agencies. Look at the clients that they work with, who their clients are working for. See if that vibes with your energy. Put a call out there for any other artists. I think another way until you get an agent is to create with friends and people. Like, we are creators, we are producers. We don't know the greatness that, I don't think we realize the greatness that a lot that we just have ourselves without relying on a casting team or a big production set. Jazmyn, you can produce something and that thing can blow up. Like, look at Issa Rae. Like, she started doing something just herself, and then now look at her. So try things with friends. Look into the local creative artists like community and start working with them. Get on TikTok. Look to see the different ways that you can start branding yourself before you even get before an agency or before you get in front of a big casting director, because I feel like that's a lot of the pre-leg work that goes into getting your big moment of fame. Like, always be working on yourself, studying. I call Netflix my study guide. That's how I get away with, because I binge watch a lot. But I don't watch TV the same way anymore because I'm trying to get into acting as well. But I look and study how actors maybe executed that scene. Like, what did it take from them to do that? Or maybe I'll just go and look at monologues and I'll try to do them myself. But always just finding ways to strengthen your skill set. Always being teachable, coachable, being a student to the industry, find a mentor. Just always remember your why. Because I think when the times where you get the door shut in your face, when you get a no for that role, that's what keeps you pushing. Like, okay, I got to know this time, but I know I'm great. I know I have something to offer. So if you don't create it, I'm going to create it myself, me and my friends. Just like Gabrielle Union, one thing that she always says is, if you can't get a seat at the table, create the table yourself. So I'm at a point in my life where I'm trying to find those opportunities to create the table myself. Everybody doesn't have the boldness or even the resources to do that. I don't think everybody's meant to build their own tables if they don't want to, but that is an option. Like, no, that is an option. A lot of us don't even, especially people of color, we're not like taught that, and that's not put into our ears. Like, hey, you can create it. You can be the owner. You can be the producer. So know your why. If faith is your thing, stay strong to that. Stay rooted in who you are. Don't fold. Don't compromise on your standards. Have a set of standards going in, so that you do not get easily swayed by money or by clout or by somebody in a position of power and just like, oh, well, I like them and they can give me a job, so I'll do that. No, know who you are, because all those things are going to work for you in the end. If you keep doing that and just be resilient and relentless, you're going to make it.
I always say that when you put 100% into something, it does take time, but as long as you put 100% into that thing, like, I really believe that you attract it. That's a part of what is for you is for you. You are attracting that thing that you really want really badly. So, you're manifesting it. So,
and speak it over yourself every day when you wake up. Like, hey, I'm going to be successful today. I'm going to be productive today. Like, you got to manifest the things that you want, the people that you want, the circles that you want to be in.
So, Hadassah, let us know what you're working on right now. How can we keep up with you for people who want to say, I really love this interview with her, and how do I like keep up with everything she's doing?
Yes, well, first off, Instagram, you can follow me at Hadassah31, H to the A to the D to the A to the S to the S to the H, 3131. You can follow me on Facebook at Hadassah McGrew, and I'm sure Jazmyn will kind of tag that down there somewhere. You can also follow me on TikTok. I like to be funny and I dance and all that stuff, so that's kind of like, I'm crazy on all my platforms, but that's just where I can do the sketches and all of that, and that's at Hadassah, Hadersha 31. Those are the platforms you can follow me on. And just, I have, like I said, be on the lookout for my businesses that are coming out. I also, I'm, like I said, I love sharing wealth. So I plan on starting a financial literacy program, because as I'm coming into big money, I'm trying to learn how to manage that. And I want to help others learn how to manage what they have, not just big money, but anything. So learning how to get multiple streams of income. I actually just joined, I'm starting to do the Forex thing, which a lot of people are like, oh, but it's a calculated risk. And so far it's been lucrative for me. So I'm trying that out so that I can make my money. But outside of that, just follow me. Like, you never know what Hadassah is up to.
You really
so stay tuned, because it's going to benefit you though. Everything that I do, I'm here to serve y'all.
Perfect. And then if no other reason that she has listed entices you to follow her, she's always dancing and smiling on her page. So if you ever need a pick me up, there's a lot of stuff on social media right now that, are make you sad or make you mad and everything else. So it's nice to have somebody always posting some content to uplift people, and so that's really important.
Like Jazz, we like to laugh, and laughter is
Exactly.
literally medicine.
It
so
is.
There's a lot going on in the world. Yeah, we talk about political matters and everything that's going on in the world with racial injustice, but even using comedy to shed a light on those things, I do it all. Having conversations like this with other girls in the modeling industry, giving you a perspective from our allies. You can find all of that on my Instagram. So follow me.
Well, follow her, y'all.
Follow me as I follow Christ.
Follow her as she follows Lord Jesus Christ, Savior, Lord God. Rate, review, and subscribe on the platform that you're listening to right now. And if you love Colored Couch Conversations, make sure to tell someone about this show. You can follow us on Instagram at Colored Couch Conversations. And you can also watch the show on my YouTube. That's comedian Jazmyn W, spelled Jazmyn. Thanks to my dad. And we're going to say bye, but thank you so much, Hadassah, for being on the show.
Thank you, Jazz, for having me. Shout out to you, for real, for all that you're doing. I've been following you for the past couple of years, and seeing your come up with pursuing this and giving up your corporate job to pursue your dreams, that's a testimony in itself. And I'm just so happy for you. I pray that God favor on everything that you're doing. I can't wait to see you.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'm feeling the favor too. And you never know. We might be at the top together. Then what?
Did you say we might?
I know. I said I had to change that.
We will. Y'all gonna see Jazz and Dersh right there together.
And everybody's gonna be like, "What is Rowlett?" I don't understand why they keep saying that.
You didn't know? You didn't know? So if you don't know, now you know. Glory.
Bye, y'all.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Bye, y'all.
Thank you.